Dan, this one's coming to you, and we'll be giving you a call. All right. There we go.
Dan.
Calling Dan.
Dance break. Calling Daniel.
Drink break.
Drink dance. Calling Daniel.
Hey, how you doing?
Is this Daniel?
Yeah, this is Daniel. How you
Daniel,
doing?
how are you, Paul? Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. We have Tommy here in the studio.
What's going on, Daniel? How you doing, bud?
What's going on? How you doing, Tommy?
I'm all right. I woke up this morning, and then I got here, and everything else went sideways after that.
Yes, because Tommy shows up. We have a start time at 7. He'll roll into the studio.
Oh, gosh, here we go again.
6:59, and so it gets the crew here just on edge.
Daniel, you remember when you were like in school and like the teacher just wouldn't let things lie down, like she just kept repeating the same thing over and over again? That's how I feel right now.
Well,
just the same thing.
Man, you got to be 15 minutes early on time, brother. Come on.
I was 15 minutes early on time.
He just doesn't walk in the studio.
In the parking lot, don't
we
count.
Could see, yeah, we could see him in the parking lot. He just doesn't walk in.
But I was
So
here.
is he gonna get here? But
I would have been here on time, but I was running against the wind.
Okay. Just the image of that is funny.
Are you guys getting the weather over there, too?
Oh,
yeah, it's raining. It's actually raining right now, and so yeah, we're getting the weather. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Fish Story. The idea behind the show is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing. Fishing is therapeutic for a lot of people, and it's fun to hear the story.
Oh, yeah.
And the podcast and radio show is growing quite rapidly. People love to hear fish stories from all the people all over the nation, all over the world. And this is our first striper story.
In a while, actually. In a while. We've had a couple, but this is the first one in a while.
Okay. I didn't know that, so.
Well, I watched you guys' last little video. It's pretty cool. You had Tommy acting Irish. That was kind of funny.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
He does good voiceovers.
I thought you were really Irish at the beginning, bro. I'm new to the outsider group, so I was like,
wow,
is he really Irish?
That is a weird-looking Irish dude.
Yeah.
I like how you just agreed with that. You're like, yeah, he is a weird-looking Irish dude.
I said Scottish, and people were like, really, Paul, Scottish? And I just said Scottish. Like, I was thinking Irish, and I said Scottish.
In your defense, you can barely talk, so it's okay.
That's true.
In your defense, you can't even say the word subscribe.
I say subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Just make up a word.
I often drop letters, and then we just go with it. People know what I'm talking about, though, so that's the important part.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
See, people can relate to me. I'm relatable, Tommy. People drop letters.
People drop letters.
Sure, I
too.
change words around sometimes. Like, I'll be like, yeah, we're going over to Thanksgiving dinner, but it's really like, Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
They know what I mean. You know?
Yeah.
You don't need to correct me all the time. Come on.
Exactly. I get that. We know what holiday's coming up, and around that time, in your defense, that whole holiday season is a blur anyway. So
Let's go eat.
Oh, yeah, too much. Too quick.
Exactly. All I know is food, so it's okay. I'm like, whatever. Am I going to here to
Right.
or here to eat? Am I going to have tamales or turkey? I don't know. It just depends. All right.
And then
How
you
about
said
both?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Well, that's
a-
usually what happens. That's how I keep my curvy figure.
He knows you.
Well, anybody
Right.
that watches the show
Hey,
looks
your
at me.
figure don't come cheap.
No, it doesn't. It
Works
doesn't.
at it.
Exactly.
You work at it.
Yeah.
You're
Some
doing a
people
good
pay
job.
to like lose weight, and I just pay to gain it. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
all
right? Why not?
Exactly.
Let's hear your fish story. So we just want to hear where you caught the fish, the bait you were using, and the size of it, if you were able to weigh it or guesstimate. And so you have quite a bit of fish in there. It looks like you have a friend with you there.
I believe that's his pops.
So
No, that's my good fishing partner, Randy.
Oh.
I fish. I have a bunch of people I fish with. I think I have a photo on there with my dad too. Most part, I fish alone, just because I go every single day. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, got injured in the military, so I have a lot of time on my hands.
Well,
so I do
first
a
off,
lot of fishing.
1 second. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to say thank you for your service,
Yes,
Daniel. I want to say
thank you
that.
for your service.
Oh, it was
Absolutely.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
It was
I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
that.
It was fun, man. I loved it.
All right. Now,
But
I
yeah,
apologize
so
for cutting you off.
I've been
Go for it.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So I've been fishing the California Aqueduct since a young kid. Like that's where my roots are at. Fishing striped bass. I love fishing largemouth bass too, but right now I'm just stuck on that winter bite. I love fishing the subsurface for a striper. Like right now, all I'm using is Lucky Crafts jerk baits or Rapalas, Hersey, all those suspended jerk baits. That's all I'm using right now. I throw a rod in my car. I either use my Fenwick or my G Loomis. Go in my car, and I just walk the banks looking for them striper. Right now, you're getting an average fish about 20 to 25 inches.
Nice.
It's about 3.5 to 4 pounds.
Nice.
But I had some bigger. Last month, I caught one that was 34 inches, 16 pounds. It was a nice one. Almost fooled me, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I caught it out of this lake. It's called Quail Lake. It's right up the Grapevine, right out of Kern County. And it's actually where the California Aqueduct pumps into a lake. So I fished like the little inlet area. So when you get a fish on, man, do they scream drag, man. They'll take your line. I was out there with Ricky Robles from Portman Aqueduct fishing one day, and I set the hook on one using 12-pound red label Seager, and it took all my line. It took everything. Ricky, I can't stop the fish. You know, I'm tightening my drag, and it took everything. Yeah, it spooled everything. I watched the last little wrap go poof. You know, watched the line go up the freaking eyelets. I'm like, no way.
Oh man, that's painful too.
Yeah, it is painful. Well, right after that, I threw on some 20, and I ended up catching like a fish that was 8 pounds right after that. So I'm like, there's good fish in there. There's a lot of good fish around Kern County.
Nice.
The aqueduct's where you're gonna get like your ocean style fight, you know, with the striped bass, and there's big catfish in there too. But we got a lot of farm pond fishing around here. You get run out nowadays, you know, but back in the good old days, you can go fishing anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Tell people how to get part of your, or get a hold of your, where to find Poor Man Aqueduct Fishing Group. Is that a public fishing group if they're in the area, and how do they find you?
Well, Poor Man Aqueduct Fishing, it's a public group. It's on Facebook. You can search it by looking up Poor Man Aqueduct Fishing. There's a lot of great people on there. A lot of us, I'm one of the admins on there, actually.
Nice.
Good friends with Ricky Robles. And then I'm doing something, just started something to pop off on my own. It's called Banking It. If you haven't seen my hashtag, it's called Banking It Fishing. Just starting off. I'm going to start putting a lot of my content on there. I'm going to start doing raw footage, because a lot of people ask me, like, what are you doing? Are you using bait? What are you doing? I'm all, nothing but jerk baits. That's all I'm using there. Well, how do you use them? So I've been able to capture some of my catches, like, on the go. Like, I'm taking a GoPro, and that guy's like, recording ruins my fishing, you know? So the other day I put my phone in my belt, and I push record, and on my third cast, I hit 100 jerk bait live raw footage. I was like, you know, you couldn't ask for more.
That's awesome.
So I guess I'm going to start trying to record and put it on there.
That's
some of that. You know.
That's a great idea, and people often think that they need to have edits and put up a video that they're probably a harder critic than anybody watching YouTube would have. Raw footage is what people want to see. We have a lot of times we do live, and it's basically raw. We're uncut, and it's just guys being two regular guys talking about fishing, and then
or us just being morons.
And so people like
I love it.
Variety.
Talking with an Irish accent, I don't know, whatever.
And so and I believe that your group actually has, and I think we reached out to one of the creators of your group, and there is a GoFundMe to help people who can't afford a fishing license for this year. Is that the right Mr. Robles? Is that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Ricky Robles. Yes, he is the founder of Poor Man Aqueduct Fishing. He's a really good guy. He gives it back to the community a lot. He does, like, he'll throw these barbecues. We just got done doing a barbecue, and he'll throw this big barbecue where no one has to pay anything. They just come, show up with the family, eat food, hang out with a bunch of good fishing people that just love to talk about fishing and fish. And he does a raffle. He gives away poles, and the sponsors give jigs, and just all kinds of good stuff going on over there. And it's probably one of the hotter things in the Kern County. One of the biggest groups. I think there's over 11,000 members.
We can send a raffle to you guys when that happens. And he's quite busy. He did respond to us, but we're trying to have him on the show to talk about a little bit what that group does and how to get back to the community, especially for people who want to fish but can't because they can't afford a license. And so, we'll either have you or I believe James T. Meyer knows him as well. He's an actual admin to our group, and just to have somebody come on and talk about what you guys are doing. And so let's partner and help out the community, and we'll help out as much as we can.
Yeah, I'll reach out to I'll see if I can reach out to Ricky, and we'll try to see if we can help support them and them support us, and we'll work something out. And because it sounds like to me that you guys are doing the same type of thing that we're doing, which is giving back to the community. Just sharing the love of the sport, and just having fun with it.
Yeah, we'll just need an address to ship out the raffle prize.
So we'll get something together with them, and that just seems like something that we would want to be a part of. So.
Well, thanks again. I know you fish a lot, and you sent in quite a bit of photos. You're welcome to come back on the show anytime. We just added a Outsider Fishing blog, and so it doesn't need to be written in like a journalist format.
No, you can just write a quote.
Couple of sentences.
Right.
I was fishing here, and I used this bait. People actually love to see it, and they have fun with it. Yeah. We're just regular people writing blogs. Tommy put up his first blog. It was hilarious. And so, if you can contribute to that, that would be great. And come back anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it can be something as simple as a couple of sentences like mine was. I mean, I had Paul write it for me because, I'm lazy. But I just said...
I'll bust out with all my skills for writing and write you guys a nice little story.
Oh, there you go. See,
with no periods or commas.
No punctuation, it's just one long...
Those are the best stories.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Like, for me, when I go somewhere, it's if it's really good, like, let's say it's like a movie. If the movie's really good, I'm lost in it, right? But if it's really bad, I'm also...
You've picked up fun. Every line.
I'm having fun because then it's funny. It's just like when you go somewhere, like if you're having a good time, it's a good time. But if it's a really bad event, like
then you're just having more fun.
It's fun because you're like, especially if you're listening to an announcer that just maybe it's his first time, or like, I imagine like maybe what we would do because we're just being nice. I'm sure
that's what people think when they turn us on.
What are those guys doing? Like that's.
They're like, oh, isn't that great? Anybody can have a show.
Exactly. That's what's great about it.
Right.
Those guys are great.
Hey, sometimes it's just, like you said, that raw stuff is the best.
Exactly. Well, and that's when you realize that the people that you're listening to, the people that you're reading, those are just real people. It's not an author. It's not a radio personality. It's just a real guy, real girl, telling you like it is, and it's the best. You're absolutely right. The raw footage, it's the best.
If I wanted to watch somebody on TV, I'd go turn on the TV,
Yeah, well, there you go.
Right.
Well, thanks again, Daniel. We'll have you back definitely on the show. We'll reach out to
Ricky Robles.
To Ricky, and anybody from that group can talk. It could talk about the benefit that you guys have going on.
Yeah.
But from all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box, fish more.
Tight lines, buddy.
Tight lines.
Have a good Saturday, all right?
All right, I will.
All right,
you guys have a real good weekend, too.
Thank
I usually take the weekends off. No fish for me.
Well, see, that's the only time I get to fish, but unfortunately, Paul likes to take up my time.
Well, we have a lot of work to do.
I think you're just lonely.
And if we don't give you just like a little bit of direction it won't go.
Oh, Lord, here we go. All right, Daniel. Daniel, have a good one, bud. Take care, all right?
Take care.
All right, guys. You guys have a good weekend.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.